We're working hard with all of the relevant parties to define a date for phase 2, which is when the FET token will become the new ASI token.
So the merger, the phase 2 of the merger will likely happen, well, every day now. Let's say every day now at the end of July. But he now says what the issues are and talks a little bit more about the token merger and everything that's going on there. So let's listen to a few excerpts here.
We're constantly working hard to make sure that we share as much information with as much detail as we possibly can.
So I found this very interesting because here he also describes a problem that also many people see. He just said we are constantly working very hard to share as much information and details as we can. Now, of course, many people say, oh my God, their communication is horrible. Well, he describes now why that is and what also I've been saying and they have said for a long time.
With the communities, it can be hard sometimes to do that because it's not always internal systems that are blocking those communications. There's a lot of big industry players that are taking part in one way or another with this token merger. And unfortunately, sometimes we're at the mercy of their required communication systems and styles, and it prevents us from saying everything we'd like to. As things progress, that will ease up, and we're ready and excited to be able to share more with people as the days and weeks and months pass.
So yeah, as he just said, they are at the mercy of third parties and what they require for communication. They cannot just blurt out everything and say everything as much as they would like to. But this token merger is a huge project with many, many parties involved. So they cannot just communicate everything because other parties are involved as well, right? So that about the communication. And this is something they have said for quite a while now. So let's move on here with the next part. Right here, we're talking about phase 1 and phase 2 a little bit.
Over the big first hurdle of phase 1, and we're working hard with all of the relevant parties to define a date for phase 2, which is when the FET token will become the new ASI token.
So it just said they are working hard with all the relevant parties to forge a date for phase 2. So again, that tells me third parties are involved and there are issues with third parties, which is why phase 2 hasn't started yet, right? Because the technology, the merger contracts are ready. They are ready since quite a while. They've already talked about that.
That time, people who have not yet merged their AGIX or Ocean will also be able to directly merge into the ASI token, and we'll also turn on cross-chain support for this merger and for the migration of the tokens.
So you hear that, and this is another incredible great detail. So once phase 2 is out, there's cross-chain interoperability. So you cannot just merge your tokens from Ethereum. You can also merge your tokens from Cardano, from Binance, from Polygon, from whatever other chain they are on. So this is another great thing that we don't need to wait longer for these chains.
It was necessary to do it in these 2 phases to accommodate a lot of the third parties in the space that needed more time to prepare for a ticker change. A ticker change is a very big undertaking, especially across exchanges and the like. And we're working with all parties involved to get a date for that as soon as possible. And we'll share that when we can.
And here again, third parties need more time and they are working hard to get a date and share as soon as they can. Right? Another thing that I could think about or that I could imagine is that some exchanges just have their tokens not on Ethereum chain but on another chain. This is why also all chains will be cross-interoperable once the merger starts. So overall, this is, again, there's nothing that we are losing out on here. The rates are fixed. We are not missing out on anything. The bull run starts in about a year, maybe, right? So chill out over there, right? We have time. We don't need the merger to happen tomorrow. It can happen in 2 months and nothing would have changed. So stay calm, stay collected. All is good. All is going well. And all the people who are saying, oh God, this is so bullish and will repel investors and stuff, do you think it would be better if all the exchanges delist or cannot do anything or cannot properly swap all the exchanges because they don't have enough time to prepare for that? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Good. But yeah, let's get into a few more interesting things that he says here. So right over here, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, there he talks a bit more about, yeah, let's get into that.
ASI. And we're working hard to position ourselves to be able to challenge them, or at least offer a better alternative when these breakthroughs do inevitably happen in the coming year.
So to challenge them, he's talking about big tech, right? They're positioning themselves to challenge big tech when the breakthroughs are coming in the coming years.
Yes. We're not neglecting the more immediate concerns of productization of our current product, of our current offerings. And we're going to be sharing a lot more information in the coming weeks of, let's call it low-hanging fruit integrations, where we're able to take certain algorithms and AIs from SingularityNet and combine them with the agents of Fetch and feed them data from Ocean. And we'll also be bringing in other friends, partners, ecosystem projects to increase this this critical mass of bringing decentralized AI into one goal, one target, one vision of winning, or at least competing in this race for AGI.
So this is also incredibly amazing and very, very bullish for me. So he just said they are bringing all of that together and they're working on that. And he calls that the low-hanging fruit, right? And combining Ocean, Fetch, SingularityNet, and not just them, but even broader partners who are all wanting to work on this shared vision all together. So I'm freaking excited for what is going on there in the future, especially after the article we just read through that basically just talked about exactly what they are doing and basically said, hey, this is what AI needs, without even knowing that this exists. I always change up the directions on here on camera. Okay, well, anyway, well, we have one more clip here that I wanted to play, and then we'll move on into the next thing. So where is it? Right here.
Share a lot of those things with you. Maybe let's give a little bit of a leak of something. We've got a lot of compute power being purchased both by Fetch and SingularityNet, and it's putting us in a position where it's likely that we'll be adding some new token utilities to the ASI token in the realms of decentralized physical infrastructure and node validation across OpenCog Hyperon networks and the like. So there's a load of cool things coming that directly affect the token, cool things coming that directly affect the community, and it's all feeding that path to artificial general intelligence and onto super intelligence.
Yeah, and this was also incredibly interesting for me. So again, more utility for the token, and also something that we've talked about here on the channel also for quite a few months now, that SingularityNet and Fetch AI are both massively working on more and more compute. So yeah, I'm very excited for the models that are about to come and when we can finally use them.